All right. Let's see if we can get things started here. Let's go, let's go. All right, volume check, volume check. If anyone's there in the live stream, let me know if you can hear me. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. All right, well, I'm assuming the volume levels seem good. Haven't had to adjust them for a while. So, been off for a few days with the live stream and having internet problems and had people out here looking at my internet for the last 3 days because I was moving my computer desk from one side of the room to the other and having to get a new network drop put in, which they didn't check to make sure it was working. Oh, what a fiasco. Anyways, welcome. This is some more Advanced Squad Leader Scenario 11, a long way to go, Part 5. I am your host, ID Jester. Thanks for checking out my video if you're watching this on YouTube later. All right, so this might be a real short live stream. Depends on what happens here in the Axis turn 3. We're only on turn 3, so we're not even halfway through the scenario yet. And it's looking pretty grim for the Americans here. Hopefully you watched the last episode. We had some pretty amazing things happen. We had this medium machine gun here completely destroyed the squad that was using the mortar for the Americans. And so before we get into that, if you did watch the live stream, or I'm sorry, if you watched the previous episodes, which were not live stream, parts, let's see, that would have been parts 3 and 4. Couple things of note, thanks to my sharp-eyed viewers out there. Again, thanks everyone for leaving your comments and checking out my video and let me know if I did something wrong. First things first is when the mortar obviously attacks a location, we have to make sure that we add the terrain effect modifier in the hex on the IFT table. I might have missed that. I was trying to remember to do that, so if I missed that, just keep that in mind. When you use a mortar and secure a hit, the terrain effect modifier goes on as a modifier when you roll on the IFT. So in this case, 4 column is going to be a +2 if it's a wood building. So let's say we rolled a 7, +2 would be a 9, which is no result. So that was one thing. Second thing are these guys that were CX. If you're CX'd and you attack, you get a +1 die to your attack roll on the IFT, I believe is the way it goes. So I don't believe I added that when we attacked this hex here. I was trying to remember to do everything, and even though this big counter, this CX counter is staring me in the face, sometimes you just don't see things looking at you. So just a couple things of note. Again, I'm still looking for someone out there, some of my ASL friends that can help me out and get me the rulebook H, which got the ordnance and vehicle information sections. So yeah, if you can do that for me, send me a private message, get a hold of me, leave a comment, whatever, so I know that, so I can get that from you. I'm busy trying to create some Section C ordnance videos for training for some ASL people out there. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you are not a subscriber, if you are, thank you very much. And hopefully you're enjoying this playthrough here of Scenario 11, a long way to go. Well, we might not have a long way to go, like I mentioned. Depends on how the Germans take what they do during their turn here. Because I believe we're starting, yeah, we're on the rally phase here. So the attacker first, let's see if I can click the right button this time. This is turn on all broken units. There we go. All right. There we go. Even the ones that are off board, I guess, will do that. So we know we got broken units in here, and in here, and down there as well. So first we'll do a self-rally here. So self-rally, we'll choose the squad here. That's a 7. with the light machine gun. Obviously, we want to get that guy back in the fold if we can. Since he's self-rallying, he gets a +1 in the die roll. He gets a -1 because he is in a woods or building. So a 7 or less will rally him. Let's see if we can do that. Oh, he rolls snake eyes. That is awesome. So, well, for the Germans is awesome. Not so good for the Americans. He has unbroken himself there, and he is back. So let's see if we can rally. This unit here is a 5. He is not self-rallying. The leader is trying to rally him. So he gets a -1 for being in a stone building, and a -1 for the leader. So he needs to roll 5, -1 in the dice roll, -1 for the dice roll. So a -2 to the dice roll. He rolls a 9, -2 is a 7. That's not good enough, so he does not rally. And last but not least, this unit up here can again be rallied by the leader. -1 for being in a stone or building, and he's not self-rallying. So -1 to the dice roll. He has a 6 morale, and he fails as well. So not too many rallies that time. So let's see, is there anything else the German player needs to do for rallying? I don't believe so. So now we go to the American side. They have this leader up here who does have a box around his morale, which means he can self-rally. So he's in the woods. He's also self-rallying, so those cancel one another out. So he has a morale of, why does that not stay up there? A morale of 8. He rolls boxcars and then boxcars again. So he does not rally. He would also take the +4 because of the DM counter. Obviously, it's staring me in the face again. But for some reason, I always forget to look at the actual counters. So he obviously failed. So at least he gets rid of the DM counter. So we can try to rally on his phase. All right, so I believe that's all they need to do. So we will move on to the prep fire phase. So next phase, here we go. All right. So this is probably the most important turn for the German player. He knows he's got the Americans on the ropes, having just wiped out his half squad that was using the mortar or broke one of his 2 leaders. He knows that he can really put the pressure on the Americans, so he really has to determine what he wants to prep fire and what he wants to move. Well, I know he wants to move this stack here. This stack did a great job of taking out this mortar, so we're not going to be firing that, or yeah, we're not going to be prep firing that. We're going to need to move all these units. We are not going to move the leader. The leader is going to stay to help rally units. So we're going to start moving around. So the German player knows grain is in season because it's, when we looked at the scenario card, it was July 1943. So if the German player had a unit, say, here, if we were just, say, running down the road or coming around the hill, he knows the American player, if he takes a shot, will be taking a -1, I'm sorry, a +1 to his dice rolls for all of these hexes. So it's going to be a +3 attack coming across there. So he could probably move some units up. Obviously, he would probably get a -1 for the non-assault move. He would not get the -1 if he was to move from here to here. He would not get the -1 for move in the open because of the hindrance there. So it would be a +3 -1. So it's going to be a +2 attack. He has 6 firepower. So he'd be rolling on the 6 firepower, and he would get a -1 for the leader as well. So it's going to be a 6 + 1. So let's just say he rolls a natural 7. and adds 1. He's probably more than likely going to get a pin task check, which is not that great. So I think the German's willing to move up some units. The question is, how does he want to do this? So we probably all these units are going to move. The leader's going to stay to rally. Everybody else is going to move up. These guys are going to move up. So that means this guy here can prep fire if he doesn't want to move. Does he want to move is the question. I don't think he wants to move because if he moves here, these units can attack him pretty good, pretty hard attack. That's going to be a 12 firepower. If he moves here, this unit's going to get double his firepower for being adjacent. So it's going to be a 14 attack. So it's going to drop down to 12 column. And he's probably going to get, the non-assault move. We could assault move into there. We could prep fire from where we're at. I think the German wants to get him over here, actually, is what he wants to do. He wants to put them here so that he can cover and attack anybody that tries to get out to get that mortar. So he could assault move here and then advance into this space. If he assaults move here, the American could defensive fire on him. On the 12 firepower column, it's going to give him a 1 morale check. These guys' morales are 7. Just normal morales, nothing special. Or the German player could take a few shots at this unit and see if he can break them. If he breaks them, then this guy can move without immunity, pretty much. Let's go ahead and let's see, which button is it? This one? Yes, there we go. Excellent. All right. But again, if he prep fires, then he's not moving. He's got 3 full squads he can move up to help assault this hex here. Obviously, he wants to get out of this building hex so the American can't use his bazooka anymore. Well, he could sacrifice a squad if he can get him to defensive fire. Is it worth sacrificing a squad? We've got a little bit of leeway. We have to move our units up. So, with that said, is there going to be any prep fire? That would be a C. What do we have in this hex? We have just 4 firepower. 4, let me just check the chart again. A 4, and it's going to be a +1. So unless he rolls well, he's not going to get much from just this one squad, unless he rolls really, really well. This 2 squads here would be on the 8 fire column, +1, which would give him a normal morale check. You could just assume that's why if you roll two six-sided dices, or 2 six-sided dice together, you're more than likely going to roll a 7. About, what is it? One out of every 5 dice rolls, or 1 out of every 6 dice rolls will be. That's why this column is kind of highlighted to show you, hey, this is what you can kind of expect. If you roll better, occasionally you're going to roll better, and occasionally you're going to roll worse. So 8 firepower. Is it worth that? The leader can't go. I would like to do. Yep. All right. So again, adding that light machine gun isn't going to do him much because with the squad, yeah, it would actually. It would take him from the 4 to the 6 column. Let's do that. All right. So the full squad and the light machine gun, just those 2 units are going to prep fire. So that's a 4, 5, 6, 7. They do have, this unit has smoke. Does this unit have smoke? No. So the unit that has light machine gun actually has smoke. Interesting. He could try for smoke. It's only 1 out of 6 chance. Now, he'd rather just take the Let's just take the prep fire attack. It's going to be 4 plus light machine gun is 3, so that's 7. 7, there is no 7 column, so it drops down to 6 column. And it's going to be a +1 for the woods. It's not going to be leader led or anything, so he could cower. But at this point, we're on the 6 column with the +1 to our dice roll. Let's see what the German player can do. It rolls an 8 plus 1 is a 9. That is going to be nothing. Absolutely nothing. Unfortunately, that's kind of not what I wanted to see happen. I was hoping I got a little greedy there, I guess. Where's my counters? What are we doing? We're doing prep fire. Let's get a counter out here. And we'll clone it. So we got plenty of them. All right. So unfortunately, I got a little bit greedy there. I was trying to keep as many units available as I can. Oh boy. That unit does not have smoke. That unit also does not have smoke. So is it worth sacrificing that unit? He will die if I move him up here, because the American are probably going to have to defensive fire on him. What I should do is bring this guy up to the top, since he didn't prep fire. So we could combine a fire group again. This squad plus this squad. That'd be 8 firepower. +1. Yeah, I'm gonna prep fire him again. If they can break this guy, that frees this unit up to move quite a bit. So we will do that. So it's 8 firepower. So it's going to be a squad from this hex and the squad from this hex. They're going to prep fire together, creating a fire group. Range of 2. And it's a +1 because of the woods. There we are. So he rolled a 4, he didn't cower, +1 is a 5. That's going to be a good result on the ACOM. So 5 on the ACOM is a 2 MC morale check. So 2 MC morale check. So we're going to add 2 to this unit's morale check. He has a morale of 7. It is underlined, so in starter kit he will ignore ELR. ELR. All right, let's see what he does. He rolls a 5 plus 2 is a 7. So 5 plus 2 is a 7. It was a 2. Let me just make sure. 5. Yeah, 2 morale check on the 8 column. So he ended up pinning this unit, which is actually not bad. Obviously, if we could have broke him, that would have been better. But we'll take a pin. Definitely take a pin. So he pins this unit here. And then these guys have finished prep firing. So let's clone it, and then clone it some more, and clone it some more, so we have a whole stack of them. There we go. Alright, so everyone prep fired. Except for the leader, I guess. Technically, we didn't need the leader for that. Leaders can only create fire groups in their own hex. So we pinned them. That is actually very good. So he's going to be at half firepower, which means when this guy moves, and this guy goes to possibly defensive fire on him, which he will because everybody's prep fired over here, he will only have 7 firepower with no bonus, and it'll be a -1. No, let's see, it'll be a if we assault move into there. Yep. Okay. So that's the prep fire up there. I don't think anybody else is going to prep fire, so we're done with prep fire. We're going to move on to the next movement phase, the all-important movement phase here. So, all right. Do we assault move there? Do we assault move? Yes, we will assault move, which only allows you to move into an adjacent hex. The advantage of assault move is that you don't get the +1 on defensive fire for the non-assault move because you are assault moving. So that's the advantage of it. Disadvantage is obviously you can only move 1 hex. We do want to move 1 hex into this space here. I believe we do. So he's going to assault move into that hex, which obviously he can defensive fire. The American player, now if I'm thinking it's the American, these guys have all prep fired. They're not going to be able to move. Um, well, the leader, I guess, could technically move, but I'm not too worried about a leader running up here at this point. um, the other advantage is, ooh, that's going to be interesting. All right. So yeah, I guess the American player will defensive fire. So he could just hold off till the defensive fire phase because he's not really getting any advantage in shooting now. This unit can't move anymore. He's not going to get any bonuses. So yeah, he won't defensive fire. He'll just hold on to his. Well, I guess technically no, because he could subsequent first fire if the American decides to bring his leader out. So he will defensive fire. And if he first fires, then in defensive fire phase, he can subsequent first fire because he has an adjacent unit. As soon as this unit moves here, though, one thing that does happen is this unit gets a DM counter immediately put back on it because an adjacent unit, armed, known, adjacent enemy unit. So he automatically gets a DM counter. So that's another advantage of moving up here, assault moving. So technically, yes, this guy will go ahead and defensive fire. There's no reason not to do it right now. So it's going to be 7 firepower halved because he's pinned. You can see that half firepower right there. So I'll try and actually remember he has a counter on him. Half firepower is 3.5, and then you double it because they're adjacent, so it's back to 7. He doesn't get a non-assault move because this unit assault moved, and he doesn't get the -1 for moving the open because he moved into the woods there. So it's just going to be a 7 straight up attack. That's why it was important to pin this guy because instead of being on the 12 column, he's only going to be on the 6 column. So straight up, let's see what he can do. Oh, and he rolls an 11. Straight up on the 6 column is an absolutely nothing. So he actually does very bad in his attack. And that's kind of been the first fire. He's going to get a first fire counter placed on him for first firing. And these guys are done moving because they assault move. So that actually brings up an interesting question. He could bring the leader 2, 4, 6. Now, the leader's got to stay there to rally people anyways. That was going to... Oh, when this unit's done with his movement phase, this CX counter actually finally comes off. So as soon as this unit's done with its activation and his movement, so that brings up another good point. They could close assault there, or advance into there and cause close combat. That's another option that the American player has to be worried about. Good point. All right, so let's move on to the next group here. So I am just going to slide this back for a second so I can. These units here are going to move in the movement phase. So they're going to go 1 movement point to go there. Then he's going to go 2 movement points to go there. I'm sorry, I keep calling them movement points. Let's start over. They're movement factors. So 1 movement factor to go there, 2 movement factors to go there. So he's used 3 movement factors to go there. So the American player here, two things of note. Number one, he's got a first fire counter on him. To subsequent first fire, you can only shoot at a target that is the closest to you or tied. So since this unit is only 1 hex away, these units are 2 hex away. You wouldn't shoot at them because he's more afraid of these guys at this point. Second thing is this building here blocks line of sight anyways. If this is a clear hex, he couldn't shoot here. This guy here is, let's just make sure it's going to cross that building. I can't imagine it doesn't. It's going to cross that building. So this guy can't see because this building actually blocks line of sight as well to this hill hex. So that was 3 movement factors, and now he is going to so this brings up probably the number one. Let's talk about this unit. This unit can't see him. Looks like he possibly could because the line of sight maybe clips the building, maybe not. It's hard to say. But these orchards here are a line of sight. They block line of sight to hexes that are not on the same level. So we're at level 0 here, we're at level 1 over here. So since we cross these and it's in season, they do not allow one another to see one another. That was bad English. All right, so now I'm going to talk for a few minutes about the number one biggest helpful hint I can give most players. And that is the advantage of actually moving into this hex as opposed to just staying here and then advancing into this hex. If I was to move into this hex, we're going to cause some defensive fire from these guys right here. It's going to be a 12 firepower attack. It's going to be a minus it's going to be a -1 for non-assault move. It's going to be a +2 because of the building. So it's going to end up being a 12 +1 attack. And the advantage, if I end up doing that, a 12 +1 attack, is going to end up being a 1 morale check on my guy, which is probably not going to be very good. And then in the advanced fire phase, I'm only going to be able to fire the squad at half firepower because the medium machine guns and heavy machine guns you cannot move and then assault fire. So I don't even get to use the firepower of the machine gun. So it's going to be a 2 firepower for half firepower on the squad. And I'm going to get a -1 for the leader, and I'm going to get +2 for the building. So it's going to end up being a 2 firepower attack +1 on the dice roll. So you can see a big difference that the American player has in his attack versus my attack. So there's no reason whatsoever for me to continue moving to this hex. I want to get there. But remember, later on in this turn, I will be able to advance. And once I advance in that hex, the American player will have to wait till his prep fire phase to attack me, and then he won't get any bonuses because I'm moving. So the number one thing most, I guess, rookie, squad leader, advanced starter kit people do is they determine, oh, I want to get in this building, and they move into there, and their opponent defensive fires and ends up breaking them constantly. And then they have to rally and, it takes them out of the fight for a couple turns and everything else. There's no need to do that, as you can just see the advantage, and just there is no real advantage in doing that. My little wimpy attack versus his huge attack, there's no reason why I should be doing that. I want to force the American player to not. He can't attack me. We don't have line of sight until I actually get in that building. So think about if you actually want to allow your opponent to get defensive fire and figure out, exactly what am I going to get out of it if I move into this hex. I'm going to get a 2 +1 firepower attack, which is a horrible, horrible attack compared to his 12 +1 attack. No, it's a 12. Yeah, plus 1. 2 for the building, minus 1 for moving, non-assault moves. So yeah, it would be a plus 1. So there's no need for me to do that yet. Most starter kit people are new to the system. This is like their biggest mistake is they're so greedy. They want to get these attack. They want to roll the dice. But think about, definitely stop and think before you do it. So that's the best I can help you with there. All right, this leader is gonna he's gonna stay right there. We're gonna take this squad and we are going to. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do with him? Well, let's come back to him because I have maybe something special for him. Range of 4, range of 3, range of 6, range of 2. That's a range of 3. That's a range of 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Well, the other thing is kind of, if I'm talking strategy wise and such, um, probably another big advantage. Full squad. Okay. Um, let's see. He's got 6 firepower, minus 1 leader. That is pretty powerful. So, um, hmm, is a lot of players they stack their units together and then they move together. Try not to move your units together. I'm going to move this unit first. So he's going to move 1, 2. I'm sorry, 1 movement factor, 2, 3 movement factors, and again, no reason for me to actually go up there. If I go up there, he'll defensive fire on me. I'll be out in the open. No, I won't get it out in the open, but I'll get it on assault. I won't get it out in the open because I can take the height advantage, which does, I believe that clears. You don't get the move in the open if they have a height advantage. So he'll move there. This unit here is going to go with the bazooka here. You 1 movement factors, 2, 3, 2, 3 to go there, and then 4 to go there. And again, these orchards are going to block line of sight to one another here, and this guy will have to look, and he can't see anybody until they go there. So, and then finally, we will bring this guy 1 movement factor, 1 movement factor. And he will just stop. There we go. All right, and we'll bring up this guy here, who, well, we need to get him in a better position. So he's going to move 1 movement factor to go there, 2 movement factors to go there, 3 movement factors to go there, and 4 movement factors to go there. So, American player could, let's see, does he have line of sight? Does it cross? I don't think it's going to cross it. Oh, it's close. It's another one of these close ones. You have to kind of declare it before you. Well, let's see. The American player knows that there's nobody else going to move. So if he's going to defensive fire, because these all moved, right? Oh, I have to move this back into that space there. These units all moved. This unit's moved. These units have moved. These units have moved. So the American player knows that there's nobody else left. So he's going to declare, An attack, yes. Might as well. There's nothing, not going to hurt anything. So we'll check line of sight, which we can't even tell. But if we were to do something crazy like say, hey, let's go to say 300% larger. It actually blocks line of, oops, let me do that again. It actually, you can see a couple pixels on the other side of the line, on the bottom side of the line. Just a few. I don't know how well it'll probably show up in the video, but there is a couple pixels there, which means the line of sight is blocked. So he takes a shot. Let's see, we were at 150 right there. We go. So he takes a shot, but it ends up hitting the side of the hill there. They duck, they kind of duck for cover behind the hill. And since we're not playing with snipers, or he's not shooting a machine gun or anything that can cause, yeah, well, I guess I don't think we have to take the dice roll if it's blocked, but we'll take it anyways. 6, 7, 6, 7, 8. If you were shooting with a machine gun or something that could break, you still have to roll the dice because you never know, your machine gun might have broke as you were shooting at these guys. But yeah, 6, 7, 8 doesn't do anything because the line of sight's broken. And he does get one of these first fire counters, right? All right, so that is done with the movement phase. Other than, yeah, I don't want to move that. Oh, no, 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 no. Yeah, wait a minute. Do I want to move this guy back here? This is a full squad. Oh, this is also a full squad with the machine gun. Yeah, I guess we'll keep trying to rally this guy here first. Okay. So that is the end of the movement phase. Next phase, defensive fire phase. All right. So this guy is marked with the first fire counter and a pin marker. He can subsequent first fire in the defensive fire phase. He can final fire in the defensive fire phase only if he has an adjacent unit. He does have an adjacent unit. So it's going to be half firepower, so it's 3.5. And then we're at half it again because he is subsequent first firing. So 3.5. Oh my God, what is that going to be? That's going to be like 1 3/4, right? 1 3/4. And then we double that back to 3.5. Huh. Yeah. Right. I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to make sure my math is right there. So 7 firepower. Pinned half of 7, 3.5. Half of 3.5 is 1 3/4. Double 1 3/4 is going to be back to 3.5. So 3.5 firepower, plus 1 for the wood. So it's not even that great an attack, is it? 2. Yeah, because it's a 3, so it's a 2 plus 1. Well, you never know. You might get lucky. Might get lucky. Let's see. Rolls is 6 plus 1 is 7. On the 2 column is a nothing. So nothing happened there. Now we can take the first fire and flip it. Yeah, final fire. All right. Well, that's interesting. That is very interesting because does he have any other defensive fire? This poor schmuck here, these guys, he can't see these guys because it's going to cross into this woods here. He can't see this guy because as he tries to look, this building, it's going to see the building. It's going to hit the building. I would be I'm not going to do it. I'm just trying to line it up-ish. Yeah, it's going to hit that building for sure. Okay. So he can't see this guy. He can't see these guys because of the orchards. Yeah, he can't defensive fire. And this guy first fired, so he could subsequent first fire if there's somebody adjacent, but there's nobody adjacent. So he can't do anything. So we are done with defensive fire. Yay for us. All right, so next phase, and now we can take care of all of the defensive fire counters, right? We're done with those, yep, because we're done with the purple phase. All right, so we are on to advanced fire phase. So those units with the prep fire counter can't obviously shoot in the advanced fire phase. These guys can. So it's going to be 4 firepower halved because they are shooting in the advanced fire phase. So 4 halved is 2, but doubled because they're adjacent, so it's back to 4 firepower. Same thing with the other squad, so 4 plus 4, and it's going to be a plus 1 to the dice roll. So a 4, 8 firepower, plus 1 because of the woods. He rolls an 8, plus 1 is a 9. I'm pretty sure that is going to be a pin task check. He does not need to make a pin task check because he's already pinned. These guys can't see anyone to fire on. These guys perfectly got their heads down on the hill, so they can't see anyone. This guy can't see him. We know these guys can't see anyone. So we're done with the advanced fire phase already. All right, so next phase comes the routes. So we got to click our little button here. I love this little button. So this unit here does not have a DM counter. It can't route. This guy does not either, and this guy does not. So German player must route first, but because it's his turn, but he can't do. He doesn't have anything that can route, so he's done. So it goes on to the American player. Only these units with the DM counter, and we do have one. So we actually need to look at line of sight here. So this unit here has to route. Why does he have to route? Well, you only have to route. Let's just do that. You only have to route if you're out in the open within line of sight of an enemy unit in normal range, or if you're adjacent to a known enemy unit, which he is. So he has to route to the closest building in or woods hex. So this guy doesn't know anything about these guys. I mean, he hears shots, over in that general direction, but he doesn't know where they're at. So this guy has to go to the nearest building in or woods hex, which obviously is this one right here. It's the only one. Well, I mean, there's this one, but he can't go into an enemy's hex. He's got to get away. He can't go here because that's adjacent. You have to run away. You can't just move equal distance. You have to run away. Run, run, run. You can't move from adjacent to a known enemy unit into another adjacent known enemy unit location. So that would you can't do that. If this was not a woods hex, he would have to try to route over here. And let's just say this is a clear hex. If that was clear, the closest woods or building hex that's not closer to a known enemy unit would be this one over here. He would move into this spot, but then all of a sudden these guys are now known to him, and so he would have to stop because he couldn't go any closer to them. So he would have to actually physically stop in that location right there. So just trying to give you guys just some words of thoughts. We talked about this when we just were trying to decide whether to keep this unit here or not. Was, my big thing was if this guy breaks or the leader breaks, they're going to be restricted because of the map board here, in where they're actually going to be able to route to. So fortunately, this guy can route here, which is not adjacent to a known enemy unit. He now sees these guys, which is kind of bad because now they can shoot at him as well. But there's nothing he can do about that. Is there anybody else that needs routes? No, there's not. So we can actually take off all the prep fire counters because these guys are done. And we can take off, what else can we take off? Anything? Pin, nope, nope. Okay. All right, so that is routes, routing 101. If you are not familiar with routing, being a good router in ASL is very, very helpful. I've got a whole video series on my front page of my YouTube channel on routing. So check it out if you are not familiar with routing. All right, so now we're going to the advanced phase. So these units can advance. All these units can advance. Well, first thing we know is this guy here is going to now advance into that building right there, because now he sees these guys. So we'll see what they can do to him. So these guys have a dilemma. They could advance into this and try to coast combat the American player. And it's going to basically be 4 firepower plus 4 firepower, so it's going to be 8 firepower versus the 7 firepower. But if we look at our close combat table, you will notice there is some modifiers here. Well, first thing is, we have to check for ambush, right? The other thing is, where is the concealed, guarding, leadership, heroic? There should be one for a unit being pinned. I'm just trying to find it. It's probably staring me in the face here. Guarding, leadership, heroic, ambush, CXTI, riders, broken unit, capture temp, withdrawing infantry, overstack for excess squad, wire, mobilize, CTE, move. I don't actually see it on the list. Oh, I guess it's actually considered under this column here. Any reason your firepower is halved, you get a -1 to your CCC value. I guess that's yeah. I guess that makes sense. It would be up there. So the American player is actually only going to have 6 firepower. The German's going to have 8, which is going to put the Germans on the 3 to 2 column, right? 3, no, 8. 8 over 6. We divide that by 2, it would be 4 over 3. So I guess, is that still going to be, it's not going to be 3 to 2, is it? He would be, yeah, to be 3 to 2 would be 9 versus 6 firepower. So yeah, I guess it's not going to do him any good because he's still going to be on the 1-to-1 column. That's kind of a bummer. The American player is actually going to be on the 1-to-2 column. So you can see it's going to be pretty hard to actually get some dice rolls that are going to... But if he does that, even if he does it... If he does that, then this unit won't be able to defensive fire at anybody that moves up, and we can bring in some more units to basically... Let's take these off. Oh, it's a tough decision. It really is, because he could move here, and that would put more pressure on, let's say the American player prep fires and breaks this unit here. Well, if we have units here, that would, put this unit in jeopardy from over this way. So you know what? I'm going to go back to my original strategy. I am going to advance there. Yes, that might be stupid. Who knows? I'm kind of, as a German player, I'm thinking, you guys take care of him. We'll take care of these guys. That's what my thought is. All right, so that's the advance for that. This guy is going to advance here. This guy's going to advance here. Advance here. These guys are going to advance here. And all of a sudden, we have an issue because these guys are all up at the top of the hill, and no longer this crop isn't going to be a modifier anymore because they're all at, let me just double check and make sure. Yeah, they're all at a height. not at same height as these units. So, this guy is not going to advance. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. I just want to make sure everybody. You know what we could do is we could advance these guys right here. That would make the American player have to attack him. Hmm, that's a tough decision. No, I mean, let's assume the bazooka doesn't work. Then they get another pretty good attack against this guy. I mean, it broke the leader, so I think they can break the squad. So they're willing to stay where they're at. That's fine. All right, so advancing is done. Coast combat. Oh, we came so close to having some coast combat, but we didn't. So no coast combat. Nope. All right. So we're moving on to the Allied players turn 3. Allied players turn 3. So the pin marker can come off after the close combat phase. I guess we should do that. All right. So the American player, let's see what he can do here. Let's see. What do you think he can do? He's getting boxed in here. Um, so So the German player, again, now I'm thinking as the Americans here because it's the Americans' turn, right? So I mean, he's got this huge train of attack, and they're all within normal range here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, it's almost like the German player knew what he was doing because look at that, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if they were to create a big fire group, they would get 2, 4, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, he's 1 point short. Yep, the German 3.8 light machine guns. Oh, they're like so disappointing because they're always make you 1 point short. So it'd still be a 12 firepower attack, and it's going to be +3 because of the building. So the American player really has to think about who and what is he going to shoot upon, right? Defensive firepower. So first things first, again, I'm jumping ahead of myself here. We're in the rally phase, right? So Americans can self-rally a unit, but there is no. Oh, let's use our little new button there. All right. So the American player only has one broken unit, so he can self-rally. It's a leader. He's self-rallying, but he's also in the woods, so those cancel out. He's going to get a +4 to the dice roll for the DM counter. He is an 8. He rolls a 3. +4 is a 7. That is about the first time the American player has actually gotten a decent roll on everything. So good for him. Good for him. Finally, his leader's like, okay, well, if we're going to go out, let's go out with a bang, right? So he's done. Now it's the German player. Same thing here. 6 and minus a plus, yeah, um, 6, and it's a -1 to the dice roll for being in the building, and the leader is going to help him out. He rolls a 7. Oh, so close. Yeah, 7 -1 is a 6, which does rally him. Uh-oh. Do. We actually 5, 6, 7 -1 is 6. Yep. All right. So he's come back in the fold. All right. Who else? Who else do we have? These guys down here. This guy can't self-rally. Only the player's turn, who it is. In this case, it's the allies. Can self-rally a unit, one unit. But he does have this leader down here. It's a 5 -1 to the dice roll minus another 1 because of the stone building. So it's a -2 to the dice roll. He rolls a 7, -2 is 5. That's exactly what he needed. So the American player lets out a big sigh and says, wow, I finally got my leader back, and you got 2 full squads back. That's not fair. All right, so that is a rally phase. We are done with that. Prep fire. Oh, prep fire. The magic prep fire. Well, the American player is going to be shooting his bazooka again at. Does he want to take out the two squads or the squad and the half squad and the leader? I mean, they're both the same distance away. It's going to be the same modifier. +3 for building really stinky. It's only a range of 2, so it's an 8. He's going to add 3 to the dice roll, though. I guess he'll take a shot with the bazooka at this hex right here, which happens to be X2. It's like a secret agent. X2. Shooting the bazooka there. Let's see here if he can do anything. Well, I mean, the other option is he could move now. If he decides not to prep fire, he could move. Where's he going to move? He could move back in with the leader over here. What's the advantage of that? Is there any advantage whatsoever? Probably not. Well, the leader can move into his hex, actually. So, yep. All right. So he's going to take the bazooka shot. It's going to be a 2 hit of 8. He's going to add 3 to the dice. And we roll a 5. +3 is an 8. So he has secured a hit with the bazooka on X2 here. How do I know it's X2? Well, there's a little thing there that says WX2. This happens to be board W, so that's how that works in Vassal at least. So he actually secured a hit. So now he just rolls straight on the IFT 8 column for his attack. Ching. With no train effect modifier, the building. So it's going to be a straight 8 shot. So maybe, the American player rolls a 7 on the 8. So let's see what a 7 on the 8 is a 1 morale check. So those Germans need to make a 1 morale check. So I'm actually going to move the light machine gun squad back up to the top. I think you're supposed to always have. The reason he wasn't is because he didn't prep fire when the other guy prep fired, and then he switched. So, what are we doing? Yeah, we're doing morale check. A 1 morale check. So we'll do the squad with the gun first. He rolls an 11. +1 is a 12. He has ELR'd and broken. So he has ELR'd, so his quality is going to go down to a second line unit, and he is broken. This guy here is a 447. Oh, we got to turn this off. So let's see what he can do. He rolls, natural 2. He says, forget your stupid bazooka. And he's fine. Then the squad can use his inherent firepower of 7. I guess he will shoot this hex with the 7 firepower. It's going to be a 6 column with a +3 because of the stone building. Roll a 9, +3 is a 12. On the 6 column is nothing. So, well, he got a broken squad out of that with a machine gun. So, that's okay. Let's see, he's prep fired. Prep fired, done. Boop. All right. Okay, dokie. So, who does the German player think is the biggest threat? It's actually both of them because they both have the same amount of firepower. These guys are 4 and 4 is 8 firepower. This is 4 and 5 firepower, but that just goes to the 8 column anyways. The reason this is a bigger threat is because of that rate of fire on the machine gun. You can get off multiple shots, and it also has a -1 leader. So it's going to probably be harder to break this hex because of the -1 leader. But it is also harder to hit because it's a stone building, which is a +2 to the dice roll. The woods is only a +1 to the dice roll. He could actually shoot one squad here and one squad here. He does have smoke as well. He could throw out his smoke into maybe this hex and then move into this hex and then into this hex and try to get a squad over on the mortar. That could be a very interesting maneuver. Getting another unit back over there on that mortar. If he can get somebody on that mortar, they could shoot the mortar and still use their firepower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Plus the mortar on this hex, because it's a woods, is actually a very good attack. 666 squad. All right. Well, this is a tough decision. Because, I mean, you're going to go from the 6 column to the 12 column if you put both squads in. If you do a 6 plus 2 attack, which is going to end up being nothing. Oh my gosh. That is. Let me know in the comments if you're watching this on YouTube later what you would have done. Again, the two choices are, choice 1 is create a fire group and shoot at the 9-1 hex at AA4, or the hex in BB2 at the 2 squads, or throw smoke, possibly here. It's going to cause a +2 die roll. You can assault move here, advance into this hex, and then have the mortar for next turn. Assuming you live through an attack. This guy could bring to bear. Well, he would defensive fire probably with everybody. That could be a problem. That could be a problem. How? Smoke is just a +2. So if you move here, it's going to be a +2 to the attack, -1 for moving out in the open. So it's going to be a +1 on the 8 column, and this guy's going to be a plus. It's going to be straight on the 8 column. Both of these guys would probably shoot at him. Or do we just risk putting these units, if we can break one of these 2 hexes, that would be ultra good. Breaking one of these 2 hexes. I mean, you normally want to break the leader's hex, but it's going to be harder because it's a wood building, and the leader is a -1 leader, so that, is obviously if he can make his morale check. He's a 9-1. Those are pretty good leaders, pretty solid all the way around. They got 9 morale, so they're hard to break, and they do give a bonus to all their other friends out there. So it's going to be much harder than breaking this hex because it's only a -1 to our dice roll. Well, if I just use one squad, I could get lucky, maybe break these guys. The other guy throws smoke out, moves here, and then advances into that hex. You'd only have to live through this guy's shot. Getting on that mortar. I mean, we need somebody on that mortar. I'm just trying to see if there's a way. I could go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, these guys are in range, both of them. Yep. I get the +1 for the woods. and a -1, or -1 for the woods, and a +1 for the non-assault move. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we could advance in there. We'd have to CX him, which that could be a problem. Oh my gosh, there's so many good choices. That's why this game is great. Hey, Jack, what's going on, my man? All right, so you would take the 12 firepower shot against the 2 squads in the woods, provide possible retrout. Oh, good point. If we can break this guy, um, that could cause some issues, or that would allow these guys to, have better routing. Yeah, the 666 would have to go CX to reach the mortar. Smoke was successful. Uh, no, I mean we could put smoke here, which would block both of their line of sights, and it costs 2 movement factors to go there. He could go. Another movement factor would go here as 3, and then he could just advance into that hex. So good to see you, Jack. Though good to see you. Um, all right, we're going to take the 12 firepower shot against the 2 squads in the woods. So that's what Jack has decided to do. His words of wisdom. So if this does not work and you are rooting for the Americans to make a good comeback in this scenario, do not blame me. So it's a 12 firepower +1 because of the woods. Let's see what happens. Dun dun dun. Oh my gosh. The worst possible thing we could have possibly done. Just about. So it's 11 plus 1, 12 on the 12 column. Obviously is a big fat zippo. Wah, 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 wah. Well, live and learn, I guess. Oh well. I needed somebody on that mortar. Damn it. We do have this squad. He could go 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then advance there. But again, he's going to get defensive fire from these guys. Do they have any smoke? They do have smoke. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nah, 5, but then they would get defensive fired on. Or it'd be 6 if I threw smoke there. Oh, actually, you know what? 1. Well, he would still have some issues with people shooting at him if he went there. I'm just trying to think. If I went 1 to go there, because it only costs you 1 to go into a orchard hex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to throw the smoke, and then 6 to go there. But if he went here, he could be defensive fired from this guy without any problem. No problem whatsoever. He could be defensive fired by this guy, no problem whatsoever. This guy here, yeah, going there would be a bad move. Bad, bad, bad. So we'd have to go here. 2, 3, 4. But the problem is if he moves over here, the German player just runs his units off. He only needs how many points? Let's see, what was the scenario? Objectives here. Always keep your objectives in mind. Does it say? I'd have to go get the card again. Damn it. I think it was 9 points worth. Yeah, I mean, if he leaves to go over here to the mortar, these guys on their turn, they can just run behind these woods. Nobody can ever see them. They can get off the board. Yeah, I think the American player's been kind of just hasn't had very good luck on his attacks. All right, so if we prep fire with this guy here, The question is who and what do we want to prep fire on, right? So we have this squad up here. We have this squad, we have this squad, we have this squad. So obviously we know as the American player they can create one big fire group, and we already counted up it was 15 firepower, right? So the way you can prevent that from happening is if you were to say break somebody in the chain here, let's just say this guy broke. If we hit this guy, break him, poof, then they can't create a continuous group. So these guys here and these guys, these two could create a fire group, but this guy couldn't join them because you have to have a continuous line of units in each hex to form the fire group. So obviously the American player would like to break his chain somewhere. Um, 9 victory points. Thank you, Jack. It is 9 victory points. 2 for a squad, 1 for a half squad. So if this guy ran over here, it would be 1 victory point for him, 1 for him, 2 for him, 2 for him. So that's 2, 4, 5, 6 victory points. And these guys could probably run up. That's a leader, which is another victory points. That'd be 7, and then 2 for the squad. So if you got this guy and these guys, they could just haul ass and run right off the board, and the game over anyway. So he's got to stay and fight here. I would have liked to gone after that mortar. Would have, could have, should have. It's just okay. He has to make a decision. Do we go after the full squad or the half squad? They both have the same morale, so it's going to be a +1 because they are higher. They can claim height advantage as long as they're not claiming any other terrain in the hex. So it's going to be a, what's this unit here? 6 firepower, -1 for the leader, +1 for the hill. So it's a straight 6 shot. Full squad. C7. All right, we're going to go after this guy right here, Z7. Full squad. 6 firepower, straight up, no bonus, no penalties. We got us. Oh my God, the American is just so unlucky. 9 is a nothing. Not a damn thing. Oh, it's sad. Sad. Oops. Sad day for the Americans. They can't hit anything. They've had good plans. They just haven't been able to hit anything. All right, so they're done with prep fire. Next phase, movement phase. He doesn't have anybody to move but the leader. So the question is, does he move the leader? Again, there's no advantage into moving him here because they would just defensive fire on him and cause all kinds of problems. He could assault move in there, so I guess it really wouldn't matter. He could assault move here and then advance into this hex. You know what? That is not a bad. No, it is a bad option because these guys here would then have line of sight on them. He will not move. I mean, there's no sense. There's no sense in moving them in there because if these guys shoot, then they both have to make checks, right? So, he could assault move there, but then these guys have line of sight and they're going to blast him. So yeah, there's no sense in moving him. Yeah. So there is no movement in the movement phase. Oh, sorry. Defensive fire. This is going to hurt and it's going to get ugly really fast. All right, so we already talked about it. So, Jack, let me know in the comments section. Squads and starter kits, squads that use other nationalities' weapons. Is it a +2 to their attack? Because I'm just trying to debate on whether or not. Should be 2 hexes away. It's a +3, 4, 5. I think it's a +2 if you use another nationality's weapon, I believe. But anyways, while Jack's looking that up for me, Let's do another attack. I guess we're going to do these units over here. Let's see how much firepower we actually have left over here. Not a lot, actually. We only have 4, 8, 10 firepower. 10 firepower. Hmm. Or we could have one attack that's a 4 firepower and another attack that is a 6 firepower. All right, Jack, you are awesome, buddy. +2 capture use, so yeah, it is +2 if you use somebody else's weapon, and you also lower the breakdown number by 2 points. So instead of an X10, it's going to be an X8, which obviously the German player really doesn't care if the bazooka. I mean, the advantage is he is shooting in a building. So the question is, it's a +2 or +3 for the stone building. It's a +2 because he's using an American weapon, so that's a +5 to his dice roll. So the question is, does he want to use his 2 firepower? Does it get us anything? The question is, we have 2 and 4 is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we could be on the 12 column here. 14, 15. It would still be on the 12-hour power. Yeah, so there's no we don't need this squad's inherent firepower. We can just use these 3 units, which are 2 and 4 is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 firepower, +3, +3 for the stone building. We can ignore all this grain here. So let's do it. Let's see what happens. Oh, we rolled an 11 +3 is going to be a nothing. So defensive fire, let's see here. Guess we could drag down some of these. Hopefully, I didn't miss a phase, did I? No, we are in the defensive fire phase. Okay. Sometimes I get ahead of myself because I'm thinking. All right, this guy's going to take a shot with the bazooka. So we got Jerry's here, picked up the bazooka. They're like, hey, what's this button do? All right, so again, it's 2 range. Bazookas have their own 2-hit chart, so 2 range. They need an 8, but they have to add in +2 because they're using an American weapon and a +3 from the stone building. So it is a +5 to his dice roll, but he could get lucky. You never know. Let's see. 7. Oh, it does not break either. So interesting. Yes. Wait a minute. Let me think about that. Does it break? 7, 8, 9. I think this has to be natural, doesn't it? Or is that after modifiers? I'm trying to remember. Does that have to be a natural 10, 11, or 12, or is it just after modifiers? I believe it might be after modifiers. Hmm. Jack, -8, 8 to break. Yep. All right. So it broke. Yep. Oh no, he has to roll a natural 8 before modifiers or after modifiers. I think it's after modifiers, right? Or is that just a natural 8 or higher? Yeah, I think it's a natural 8 or higher. Yeah, I'm getting myself confused because I'm overthinking the damn rule. That's what. Is you have to roll a 10, 11, or 12 normally. In this case, you have to roll an 8 or higher. So this just shows it missed, but it didn't break. So, all right, stop overthinking things and just. So we have a lot of shooting going on, but nobody can hit nobody at this point. So that's just crazy. All right, let's come back up here. What do we have? We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Nope, nope. We can't use the machine gun. So 4, 8, 9, 10. So you know what? We're gonna just take a 4, 5, 6. Do we want a 6 or an 8 column check? If we take an 8 column check, we would not get the leader bonus, so we could cower right back to the 6 column. So yeah, this stack here will go with the leader. They're going to defensive fire at this hex right here. So it's +1 for the woods. No bonus for the leader other than they'll prevent cowering, and it's a 6 firepower. Oh my gosh, look at that. Germans are so lucky. So fortunately I did it that way because otherwise the other one would have been on the 8 column and they would have cowered down to 6. But it's a 2 + 1 is a K result /2. So so it's a 2 + 1 is a 3. They don't counter because the leader led. Anytime you have a leader leading your fire group. So it's 6 plus, they rolled a 2 + 1 for the woods. It's a K/2, so that means somebody's casualty reduced. And it's also a morale check with a 2 added to it. Oh, well, that's about the end of this scenario, I think. So he is going to become a half squad here. And now he's got to add a morale check with the +2 to the dice roll. And he is rolled 10 + 2 is a 12. 12. It's underlined morale, so we ignore that. And we don't do ELR, but he does break. These guys have first fired. So we actually have this guy left to shoot. So he's a 4 firepower +1. Rules of 7 + 1 is 8. Is nothing, so he's done. I guess I should be doing final fire and not first fire, just to make sure. There we go. So it's all up to, I mean, the Americans literally have like 2 units left on the board that can do anything. Oh my God. Let's start with these guys here. So it's a 8 firepower +2 for the stone building. So he rolled a 6 + 2 is 8 on the 8 column is a normal morale check. So we'll start with the top squad. He needs normal morale check. They have a morale of, ooh, only 6. That's not good. First squad makes it. Second squad is pinned. Not that it's going to matter, but he is pinned. Well, it could have been worse. That morale check could have been worse. All right, let's get to the fun guy here. Medium machine gun, 5 firepower. We have 4 firepower from the squad. That's 9 firepower. He gets a -1 for the leader. He gets a +2 for the wood building. So it's a 8 column +1 attack. Oh my God. Oh my God, that's gonna hurt. That is gonna hurt. The Americans, that's an 8 + 1. He rolled a 3. Is that what he rolled? Where is it? Yeah, it's up here. So 8. He rolled a 3 + 1 is a 4. That's a 2 morale check. Just about killed somebody. Just about. But it's a 2 morale check. Oh boy. So first squad there, +2. He rolls. Oh, he rolls natural snake eyes, so he's okay. Second squad. Oh, he rolls natural. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look at that. I thought it was over. I thought this scenario was dead and over. These guys only have a 6 morale. So they needed to roll 4 or less on their checks to make it, and they rolled back-to-back snake eyes to save their lives. What do you think about that, Jack? Oh my God. Wow. And by the way, the medium machine gun did not use up his rate of fire, but the squad did. So the medium machine gun can still fire by itself. Oh yeah, gotta love ASL. Look at that. I cannot believe it. So 5 firepower, -1 for the leader, +2 for the building. So instead of on the 8 column, He's going to be on the 4 column, +1 for the attack. He rolled 10, so that's going to be nothing. And it's a 5, so he gets no more rate of fire. So now I can take this and move that up and just flip that over. Wow, I cannot. I thought, oh my God, there's Americans are done with these squads. They had to roll 4 or less. And I figured they were going to ELR, and oh my God, I just cannot believe that happened. Oh yeah, these guys final fired as well. So yeah, I think that's everything on the defensive fire. So we have advancing fire. The rest of this turn is going to go by really quick. Advancing fire, there is no advancing fire. Everybody's done prep fired, so we can skip that. We'll go into the route phase. Let's see. All that shooting, and nobody can hit anybody. Literally, nobody can hit anybody. So we can get rid of a few of these counters, I believe. So we can get rid of the defensive fire counters. We can get rid of the prep fire counters. There we go. All right. So this guy broke. So obviously he needs to route away from the nearest known enemy unit. So he's going to route up here, obviously, to where the leader is. Because the leader will then allow him to rally next turn, or try to rally. If he doesn't rally, it's going to be game over. Game over for them. Game over for them. Yeah, I thought it was over too, Jack. Anybody else have to route? Okay, these guys can route because they have a DM counter. 1, 2, 3. So again, can't go nearer to a known enemy unit. This guy actually is a known enemy unit, and leaders will prevent where you can route to, which is unfortunate because this guy would love to get over here into this hex with the leader, but he can't because he is currently 1, 2, 3 spaces away. If he routes here, he'd only be 2 spaces away, which means he'd be moving closer to a known enemy unit, and he can't do that. Unfortunate for him. I guess he's going to have to stay where he's at. He could route. Uh, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Could route here, then here. That doesn't do him any good. He could go there, and then no. Once he gets up here, actually, that's interesting. If he routes, I'm just trying to think if there's a better spot for him to get to. He could actually route to this building here. Because it's not any, no, wait a minute, 1, 2, 3, no he can't, no he can't, it's closer, nope, he can't go there. Yeah, I guess he'll just stay where he's at, that's fine. Yep, and that guy can't route either. So route phase is over, wow. Alright, next phase, advance. Anybody want to advance? Oh my gosh. Oh boy. He could advance over here, which would make them not be able to shoot at him. But again, if he moves over here, then they could just run. If he moves here, the units can start coming in here and trap him in. So, yeah, I don't think moving him is a good idea. This guy's in the building. He's not going to go anywhere. These guys can't go anywhere because he's broken. So the American player is not going to advance. So that was easy. Close combat, there is no close combat. We are on to turn number 4. And I thought we were going to be done. I thought I was going to call this scenario a victory and be done with it, but no. Let's see what the Germans can do, because it's not over yet. I've seen comebacks, and Jack, you've probably seen some in your day as well, where things happen for unexplained reasons. All right, so it's now the Axis player turn. He can self-rally unit. He will self-rally. Question. He would probably self-rally this unit. So 7 +1 for the building, -1 for self-rally, and he rolls an 8, so no self-rally. This unit here doesn't have a leader, so no other rallies for the German. The American player better hope to hell that he can get his unit working, or it's going to be big trouble. All right, so he has a morale of 7. He's going to get +4 to the dice roll because of the DM counter. He's going to get -1 for the woods. So it's only a +3 to the dice roll. 6 + 3 is 9. Did not make it. That's going to hurt. That's going to hurt. Because being a broken unit, the German player, now it's their turn. They can move units right here, which will re-DM him. He'll have to run off the map, and that'll eliminate him for failure to route. So that's going to take care of that guy. Oh, boy. All right, so that was route phase, right? So prep fire. Who wants to prep fire? Well, we want to prep fire. We got this machine gun. We moved it down here for a reason. Actually, this goes away because nobody's on that mortar using it anymore. I believe they go away. Nobody's got it targeted anymore. So do we want to use this? Oh, and pin counters can go away as well. Pin, there we go. All right. I thought it was over myself, Jack. I can't believe that. That is going to go down in history as... I mean, the German player rolled a 3, and the American player came back and rolled a 2, and then another 2. That's just... If I was playing craps and we could have bet on that, Jack, boy, we could have made some money. Wow, we could have made a ton of money on that. All right, so we can take this off now. We are moving on to, what phase are we in? We're in the prep fire phase. That's where we're at. Prep fire. The only units that need to prep fire are these guy and these guys. Again, same thing. We're going to try the same attack down here. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 firepower, +3 for the building. So it's a 12 + 3 attack. I rolled a 7 + 3 is 10, is a pin task check. Pin task check, so we'll see if we can pin them. Leader first. He's fine. He gives his -1 to the squad. And his squad is fine as well. So no result from all of that prep fire. Damn, I was really hoping they would be able to, take that guy out, because that would free up a bunch of things. That's too bad. All right, I guess we're going to, should we try this, let's try that bazooka shot again. It's a low risk shot, but I mean, he's got nothing else to do. I mean, he could run up next to the American, make him use up his defensive firepower, but I mean, that doesn't do anything. So he'll take another bazooka shot. He needs a miracle. These guys are like, what's this button for? A 6, which is going to be +5, is going to be 11, which is a miss, but it's, again, not broken. So they picked up some useful stuff. Let's see. He wants to prep fire. Might as well. 8 firepower, -1 for the leader, +2 for the stone building. So it's 8 plus 1 shot. He rolled an 8. So no rate of fire on the machine gun, and he doesn't cower because he has the -1 leader. So it's an 8 plus 1 is 9 on the 8 column. That's a pintask check. So these two squads need to make a pintask check. First squad failed. Second squad is fine. So we'll just switch the squads there. Oh boy, we have got a lot of fire going on, and nobody can hit Jack again. Yeah. Yep, German player is going to just shoot 8 firepower +2, so it's an 8 plus 2 attack. Wow, he rolled an 8 plus 2 is 10. That's nothing. The German player was actually hoping to get some results here. Because he's only got a couple more turns, but there's no sense in trying to run guys off yet. Because all he has to do is eliminate a few more units and he'll be able to walk off no problem. That was rather unfortunate. None of these attacks worked, but oh well. All right, so that is all for prep fire. All right, go on to the next phase. Go on to movement. All right, so movement's going to be interesting. Uh, 8 firepower. We could really start 2, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Advance up there. All right, so this squad, range of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. All right, and the leader are going to move together because I think I could just use the half squad, put the half squad here, and you know what? I should probably use the squad against the leader because we're going to have to close combat that guy out of there. The squad I'm not too worried about. It's going to run away for failure to route. Would you use the half squad or the full squad to place right here? Anyways, one movement factor to go there. 2, 3 to go there. 4, 5 to go there. And again, no reason to come up here yet. No reason to give this guy defensive fire on him. Other than it would add how much firepower? It'd add 2 in the advanced fire phase. No, that's not worth it. Okay. Oh, shoot. This guy's going to have to CX to get his ass up there. 2, 4. You know what? No, he doesn't. He can do this. Ah, crap. I forgot this guy was broken. I should have left the leader. I was going to move the leader over here. Oh, well. He'll get over it. All right, so just this squad is going to move 2 to go there. And 2 to go there. He's starting to reinforce his stacks here. And then this half squad is going to go 1, 2, 3. This guy is like, don't leave me behind. Where are you guys going? All right. Before I screw this one up, this leader is going to go, oh, wait, yeah, 1, 2, 3. You can start rallying that guy. This guy is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So that looks like movement done. Didn't even give the American much to shoot at, did we? All right, we're back to the same situation here, but it's going to be a worse attack. It's only going to be 8 firepower attack this time because that pin marker on that squad. It's only going to be 3 firepower. Plus the 6 firepower is 9. He still thinks, you still think to go after the woods, huh? All right, we'll go after the woods. So 9 firepower, plus 1 for the woods, so an 8 plus 1 attack. It's a 5, that's a pretty decent. So it's a 6, it's a 1 morale check. So what are these guys' morale? 7. So add 1, he rolls a 6, plus 1 is a 7. He pinned the first guy. Second guy, oh my god, he rolled back-to-back 6s. So they basically both pin. You would have hoped to get a little more damage out of that. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. These schmuck boys down here are 6. I guess we're going to go after Z7 again. I mean, there's no reason not to. So, -1, +1 for height advantage is even up on these 6 columns. So it's a 6 straight up. He rolls a 12. A lot of shooting going on, but nobody can hit nothing. Yeah, woods are +1. You talking about this attack? Did I mess up on that? Let's see. It was before the 6s. He rolled a 5 plus 1 is a 6 on the 8 column. Yeah, it's a 1 morale check. They both rolled 6s, plus 1 is a 7, so they both pin, right? Oh, I'm sorry. You're running behind. That's right. No problem, Jack. Thanks for keeping me on my toes, though. You got me nervous, though. Yeah. So this guy, what did he rolled a 12 on his attack. So again, I can mark these guys with final because I can't do anything else. This guy can't do anything else. So that's it for defensive fire. Advancing fire. Advance. This guy here is 2, half is 1, plus 1, or doubled is 2, so it's 2 firepower against the leader. Oh, this guy DMs again because we have an adjacent unit. So it's a 2 firepower plus 1. What's he going to have to roll? He's going to have to roll really low. Let's see. It's a little half squad here. Rolls a 10, nothing. But, yep, that's okay. So that was all the advancing fire routes. All right, so the American player has to route because he's adjacent. He can't move anywhere that's not adjacent. So the American brave comrades die a horrible death as these Germans shoot them down. So yeah, that's going to make things a little tougher for the Americans now. All right, so that's routes. Is there anybody else that needs to route? Let's see. This guy can route. Again, he can't route this way, and let's see. 1, 2, 3. He would have to go. Let's see how many movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. He can actually route. He will route. I think this is actually what he wants to do. So he's going to run away from this guy as fast as possible. It's going to go 1 to go there, 2 to go there, 3, 4, and since he's in a building, he can't go there. Damn, because he doesn't have enough. But he's closer to get this leader over there to help him anyway. So yeah, that's fine. All right, so that is routes, right? Yes, I believe that's everyone. All right, advancing. Advance. Well, let's do it. Boom. Boom. Chugga chugga. Um, yep, these guys are fine. We're going to advance this guy in there. Into this hex right here. Just wanted to make sure he was on the bottom, right? Okay. He's on the bottom. So those guys moved up in there. Those guys moved up in here. Now this guy has a. Let's get rid of some of these. Prep fire. We can get rid of. We can get rid of the other ones. The defensive fire. There we go. Oh, he couldn't route. Oh, yeah, yeah. He couldn't route because at the beginning of the turn, he couldn't rally, but he should have lost his DM counter. Yeah, you're right. Good thing you're here, Jack. I tell you, you are an invaluable resource. Yeah, he couldn't route because at the beginning of the turn, the route phase, he couldn't rally, but he loses his DM counter. So good call, good call. You got it. So we did all the advancing? Yes, we did all the advancing. That's it. All right. So close combat. This will be interesting. So we got a 2 little half squad versus the heroic American 8-0 leader. So what do we give the American? I think they just get 1 firepower. Is that correct, Jack? I believe it's a 1 firepower for a leader. Let's see. I'm just looking to see. Oh, wait. First thing we got to do is we got to check for, because it's a wood or building, we got to check for ambush. You almost forgot there, Jack. So, again, American will be the colored dice. The German will be the white dice. Is there any modifiers we need to worry about for the for the ambush roll? I don't think so. Oh, yeah, he just wrote in there ambush, so he's catching on. All right, here we go. American is yellow dice, and oh, look at that. The Germans have ambushed the leader, though this is going to be bad, bad news. Leader 1 attack factor for close combat. That's what I thought. Thank you, Jack. The best thing about Jack is he just tells me that I'm right all the time, so that's great. So the squad here has 2 firepower. The leaders only get 1 firepower. So it's a 2, right? They have 2 firepower? Yes, 2 firepower. All right, so it's a 2 to 1. They've ambushed the leader. So they get a what is it? A -1 to their dice roll. And I'm just looking to see if anything else applies. I don't think so. Yeah, -1 for the ambush. All right, so it's a 2 to 1. So it's a 7. They got a -1 to their dice roll. I rolled a 5. -1 is a 4. Guess what? That is going to eliminate the leader. The leader was like watching the other guys die a horrible death. You know what probably happened? The Americans probably went to surrender, and those Germans just decided to mow them down and just mowed down the leader with them. Oh, the battle war. It spoils the war, I guess. We can remove pin markers as well now. There we go. All right, so that is another next phase. So we are now doing the Americans. Okay, so I have a feeling now is going to this is going to this is really going to determine what's going to happen in this scenario right here, right now, because Americans are really holding on by a thread now, and the Germans have now moved up more fire into every one of these hexes. So instead of a 12, instead of an 8 firepower attack, it's going to be a 12 firepower attack. Instead of an 8 firepower attack, it's going to be a 12 firepower attack. Oh, I'm sorry. This guy was supposed to advance, and I forgot to move him. So, yeah. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 firepower here now. So the Americans have got to hope and pray that they can get something, because if the Germans defensive fire, they're gonna have some pretty powerful attacks. All right, so first things first, before we jump the gun though, let's look at some rallies. Americans don't have anybody to rally. The German player does though, so he has a. Okay, this poor schlub over here is a 7, -1 for the leader, -1 for the building. So -2 to the dice roll. Hey, the poor schlup decides to finally get back in the fight. This guy cannot self-rally because he doesn't have a leader, and it's not his turn. Okay, this guy can try to pick up the bazooka. And I think he has to roll a single die, and it's a 1 or 2. He picks it up. Oh, that's not a single die, but I would always look at the first die. Jack, check my rule. Picking up the bazooka, he rolled a 2. I think he picks it up. Refresh my memory if I'm wrong. We can always come back to that. So that is the rally phase, I believe. Right? That's everybody. Good, good, good. I'm trying to move on quickly here for you guys and finish this scenario tonight. So we can turn that off. So we can move on to the prep fire phase. Well, the American's definitely going to be prep firing. It's a matter of who do we shoot at. I still think we should have went after that. Need anything but a 6. Thank you. Okay. So when you go to pick up a weapon, anything but a 6. I still think we should have went after that mortar. It's almost too late at this point now, because if he steps out here, throws smoke, could have got to that mortar. That would have been an extra attack. But, all right, so the situation now is 3 full squads and a leader, 2 squads and a medium machine gun and a 9-1 leader. Who are they going to shoot at? What do you think, Jack? Are we still going to go after BB2, or should we switch hexes? Dun, 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 dun. That's dun, 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 dun. What do you think, Jack? Still after BB2, 3 squads and a leader? That's a pretty juicy target, because the leader isn't even giving them a bonus. For a 12, yeah, this is going to be 12 firepower. So they have the same amount of firepower. Yep. All right, we're going to go after here. +1 for the TEM. So it's a 12 firepower +1. Oh, look at that. That's going to help. 12 firepower, he rolled a 3 +1 is a 4. That's a 3 morale check. 3 morale check. Wow. All right, so leader first, adding 3 to the dice roll. He rolls a 5, 6, 7, 8. So leader breaks. So he cannot help the squad believe them. Squad plus 3 to the dice roll. He rolls a 7, 8, 9, 10. This unit is ELR'd and breaks as well. This unit here, 7, 8, 9, 10, he has ELR'd and breaks. And finally, this unit here, 9, 10, 11, 12, he ELRs and breaks as well. Well, that's been about the best attack the Americans have had the whole game. Took out the leader and 3 full squads. He definitely needed to do that, though. If he didn't, he'd have been in trouble. All right, this guy is going to shoot again at Z7. Yeah, finally, that's it. So it's a 6 -1 +1 attack. So straight up on the 6 column. Ooh, that's pretty decent too. A 5, 1 morale check. All right. So first guy here is a +1 to the dice roll. He rolls a 5, +1 is 6. So he pins this guy. And now this guy, +1 to the dice roll. 8 +1 is 9. He breaks this guy. All right. So let's bring this guy up to the top. So he pinned a guy and broke a guy. So that's about as good as you could have possibly asked for. Now the question is, can he resist their attack? If any of these guys break, it's over. You have to agree with that, Jack. I mean, if these guys break or these guys break, well, I mean, maybe the guy with the leader, if he breaks, the leader might be able to get him in, but if either, it's going to be really tough if any of these guys break at this point. All right, so nobody can attack there. We can attack here. That's, again, going to be 13 firepower, -1 +2. So it's a 12 +1. Wait a minute. Did I calculate that right? 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, -1 +2. Yep. So 12 column +1. 6 +1 is a 7 on the 12 column. That's a 1 morale check. Uh-oh, and these guys do not have good morale. This is going to be tough. Yeah, Jack agrees with me. It's going to be really tough if the American, either one of anybody breaks. So this is it. It's going to be a +1. Let's see, we're on the 12 column. He rolled a 6 +1 is a 7. So yeah, it's a 1 morale check. So we're going to add 1 to the dice roll. He only has a morale of 6. Oh my God, save again. So 4 +1 is 5, so he's fine. This guy here, Farnley, 6, 7, 8. So +1 is 9. This guy's going to ELR. Wait a minute, he doesn't have underline. So he's going to ELR, and he's going to break. Oh boy, it's going to make things very, very tough. Because he's got nobody in there to help him rally. Oh, and we got rate of fire on the machine gun. Thank you. Yes, I almost missed that. If we go back up, thank you. He rolled a 2. The medium machine guns, we just actually take that off there as a rate of fire 2. So the medium machine gun, the squads are final fired. They're done. But the machine gun can still fire. So it's 5 firepower, -1, +2. So it's going to be just a straight up 4 +1 attack. Oh, and he rolls a 12. You know what that does? Wow. Thanks for reminding me, Jack, because now the machine gun has been broken on the natural 12 on the second shot. That's not very good. Not very helpful. All right, so That's interesting. Every time I think the Americans are done for, something happens. All right, first thing we're gonna shoot this bazooka right here. Bam. We're just. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let's see. Uh, so let's calculate the firepower again because this might make things different. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we have 16 firepower now. No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Go back. Go back. Rewind. This guy's pinned. So pinned units, they can't use their light machine guns, can they, Jack? So that's going to cause an issue with how much firepower they can actually bring to bear now. We do have 7. And since he's pinned, he's only going to add. Oh, wait a minute. And he's. Oh, wait, he's long range now. So the squad is long range. So I think. Oh, they can use the light machine gun. So it's a total of 7. Halved is 3.5. No, because the squad's at long range now because they EOR'd. Are they? Wait, 1, 2, 3. Oh no, this is the new squad that moved up. That's right. So let's see. Long range for the squad is half firepower, so that's 2. And then half firepower again for pinning is 1. So the squad gives 1 firepower. The light machine gun gives 1.5. So he has 2.5. 2.5 plus 2, 3.5, 4.5. 5.5, 6.5, 7.5, 8.5, 9.5, 10.5, 11.5. Oh my God, how did that work out? Let me make sure I just didn't calculate that wrong. Squad range 3, 1, 2, 3. So he's got to go long range. So half firepower is 2. Half firepower again is 1. Light machine gun is at half firepower for being pinned. So that's only 1.5. Yep. So that's 2.5, 4.5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.5. Wow. Well, let's shoot the bazooka first because, why not? Yeah. You think it's 8. Hmm. I think that light machine gun being pinned is going to be 3. Half of 3 is only 1.5, so it's going to be a half, something and a half. So I think it's 7.5. But let's shoot the bazooka first, because that might make a big difference. Because if the bazooka hits, the game could be over anyways. So we'll see. Let's see what happens. He rolled an 8, so actually the bazooka goes away. All right, 7.5. It's a +3 building, so let's see what happens. You think 11.5? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 firepower. Yeah, you're right. So yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. There's 7, 8. There's 9 firepower there, and then this unit's going to add in 2.5. So that's going to be 9 plus 2.5. That's 11.5. That's 11.5. Round down to 8. Plus 3. We're on the +3 column. Oh, that could be the end of it. Let's see. 8 column, we rolled a 3, and we add, what did we add? 3. So that's going to be a 6 on the, it's a 1 morale check. 1 morale check. All right, leader first. We're going to add 1 to the dice roll. Oh no, leader failed. That's bad. All right, German player no longer is his leader there. We get to add 1 to the dice roll, and he fails and ELRs. Wow. Okay. Ah boy. And he breaks. Wow. Yeah, I knew there was just getting that big stack of guys up there was going to be very, very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. All right. So that was actually defensive fire. I didn't move the thing. We can do advanced fire, but there is no advanced fire. Routes, we can do routes. American player has to route first. The question is, does he want to route, and where can he route to that's going to help him? Yeah, that's if this guy doesn't route, he's just gonna keep getting hammered by these guys' attacks. He'll never ever recover. Um, if he moves here, nobody can see him. I don't think. Let me check line of sight here for a second. So if he moves here, I don't think these guys or these guys can see him. The question is, can these guys see him? This guy can't see him because of the orchard. So yeah, he should be able to route here, here, and back. Or here, here, and here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So closest building, inner woods, not closer to an unknown enemy unit. This guy is known. No, that guy is not known to him. Oh, this is. Oh no, this is going to be bad. Oh no, this is really going to be bad. So he has to, let's see which counters can I get rid of here. We can get rid of the orange, which is the prep fire, and the defensive fire. Okay, so now we can actually see what we're doing. So this guy here does not have to route. He doesn't have to route. Problem is, if he doesn't route, he's just going to keep getting DM'd. The German player continues to just pour more and more fire on this hex. He'll never rally. So he has to, he should route for that purpose, right? So the question is, where is the nearest closest building or woods hex that's not near to a known enemy unit? Unfortunately, it's going to be, well, if we look at this hex, we have this building here, which is 3 movement factors away, and this, which is 3 movement factors away. This is 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. So he has to go to either this woods or this building hex. Now, the question is, we have to see, can he go this way? Does he know about anybody over here? Let's check line of sight. Can he see this unit here? Nope, because of the orchard. Can he see this unit here? Nope, because of the hill. Because of that hill, he won't be able to see this guy. Now, the question is, can he see this guy? He can see this guy. No, the orchard blocks line of sight. So this guy doesn't know about anybody down here. Which means he could go into this He would go here. Yeah, yeah, I saw. He can't go in the woods because of these building hex. Problem is, if he goes into this hex, he can get interdicted. Because this would be perfect. If he could route, I mean, ideally, if we could route here, 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 right? Then this guy could route with the leader back into this hex, and they could all rally, you know, assuming that they get lucky roll. Problem is, this guy, as soon as he goes into this hex here, he either has to low crawl here and be stuck, or he's going to have to take a morale check. The second option is he could try to make it over to this hex, which would put him in with the mortar, which would be awesome. Problem is the same thing. As soon as he comes here, these units, yes, can interdict him because he's in line of sight and within this guy's normal range. 6 hexes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, bummer. So no matter where he goes, technically, uh, hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna risk a morale check. I think it's worth the risk, the interdiction from this guy here. Because if he can make that morale check and not get casually reduced, but whatever, he makes it. He can go one movement factor or one route point to there, two to go there, three, four. Then these guys can all route back there as well. We got a leader in with two broken guys. Maybe somehow they can rally. What do you think of that idea, Jack? I mean, it's a long shot, but I don't see another option. Yeah, yeah, exactly. In the words of Dirty Harry, do you feel lucky? I mean, like I said, he could stay, which would be fine, but these guys are just going to hammer him to death, and he'll never recover morale. Going after this mortar is something that's, it's tempting as hell too, but he would never have a leader to rally him. It'd be at least another turn before he could do anything. I mean, I think the Americans' only chance is to, yeah, I think his only chance is to come down here, get with the leader, have the leader rally, and then if the leader rallies, then these guys can rally, and maybe they can get lucky. So that's what I'm going to try. So when we come out here, we either declare low crawl or we're going to do a normal route. In this case, we're going to do a normal route, which means he's going to be interdicted by an enemy within normal range and line of sight. We don't actually make an attack. It's just assume these guys are shooting at him. They see these guys running, these guys are shooting. So these guys have to make a morale check. If they fail, they get casualty reduced. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Jack. I mean, that's the only way the Americans are going to stand any chance here. I don't think they can win anymore. So I'm going to show you why in a second, but we might as well try it. So he's got a 7 morale. He rolled a 9. He failed, so he casualty reduces. Oh well. Uh, and where is it? This one here. And does that? If he fails the interdiction, he just casually reduces. He can still go though, right? I'm pretty sure he can. So one movement to go there, two to go there, three, four to go. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 to go there. Long story short, these guys are going to go here and then there because we want to get that leader to rally. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, so I mean they got casualty reduced, but they can still run. So half their guys got shot in the back as they were running away, and the other half just keep running. So we ended up getting these guys in there. So that's the route phase. Advanced phase, no advancing. Close combat, no close combat, and we're on to turn 5. So yep, I think we're going to call it after this because I'm going to show you what's going to happen here. So, all right, so first things first, we do have some rally attempts, and this is ultra, 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 ultra important. So, Axis player first. Axis player, do you have anybody? Let's see, we click this button right there. All right, so yeah, we got a whole bunch of people. We can do a self rally. Let's see, who do we have? Yeah, we'll do our self rally in this guy right here. So he's a 7, +1, -1, so just a straight up 7. Nope. All right, now this leader here can attempt to rally because he's boxed, so it's a 7, +4 to the dice roll. And let's see if he gets lucky. Nope. So because the leader didn't rally, he can't rally any of the other folks. We have this unit here. We can get rid of this pin counter. So nope, he doesn't. He's not with the leader, so he can't rally. But the DM counter goes away. American player has a 9 leader, +4 to the dice roll. This is going to determine the outcome of the game right here. Bam! Oh, 4 + 4 is 8. So leader rallies. So with the leader rallied, he can now get his boys, try to get his boys up. So -1 for the leader, -1 for the woods. This guy is a 7. -2 to the dice roll. Oh wait, this actually is still there. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. So he gets a +4, -1 for the woods, -1 for the -1 leader. So it's actually adding 2 to the dice roll. He rolled a 4, 5, +2 is a 7. So this guy actually rallies. Wow, this could really change things. And now this guy, same thing, +4, -1 for the leader, -1 for the woods. So it's a +2. Oh my gosh. Oh, I thought it was, oh my God, Jack. We say this every time. We just cannot believe that. Look at that shit. I mean, what's the chances of that happening? Wow. Oh, and not only that, but I mean, these guys. They probably should have routed when they had the damn chance. Hmm. Problem is, this guy's on the wrong side of the fence. Hmm. Oh, and this guy gets to try to repair the machine gun. So it's a repair number of a 1 or 2, and if I roll a 6, it will be eliminated. So again, we'll just look at the yellow dice because I don't know. Oh, here's a single die, I guess. Yeah. Okay, we'll just roll the single die. So 1 or 2, it repairs, and a 6, it is removed. And you rolled a 5. Okay, so nothing happened. So prep fire, I don't think I'd even want to prep fire anyone actually, because the German player is now getting a little nervous. He's only got 2.5 turns to get off the edge of the board. He's not that far away, but still. I don't. I don't think the American can even stop him if I do what I'm thinking I'm not doing. Hmm. I mean, the only thing, if I prep fire this guy here, well, he doesn't have the machine gun anymore, so it's an 8+1 attack. But what I'm thinking about doing is just forcing this guy to defensive fire on our units as we move them up here. See, if I I know we're only in the prep fire, or we're done with the rally phase, so we're on the prep fire phase. I know we're only on the prep fire phase, so I'm just thinking ahead to my movement phase. In my movement phase, if I just have these guys start charging this guy, do they have line of sight? No. Okay. Go away. Thank you. So we can move right next to him. So I mean, the American player can either choose to ignore him, or this guy will just come right up there adjacent to him. But if he defensive fires at him, right? He defensive fires. This unit would be 2 spaces away, which means he can't subsequent first fire at anybody that's 3 spaces away. So these guys could just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, they could just start running away, right? Because he can't subsequent first fire anybody closer. If the American player decides to ignore this guy, then he's just going to have a whole bunch of guys just come in there and just coast combat him. Oh boy. So one, two, three, four, five. I don't know. But if I can prep fire and just break this guy, then it could be over for good. I don't think I'm going to prep fire anybody. I think the German player is going to be moving. So we're going to ignore prep fire. Crazy. I know it. Movement phase. Oh, I did not mean that this guy should not be broken. I think I was clicked him to drag something out of the way. And so movement phase, movement phase. Well, we know this guy's still broken, huh? All right. Well, this guy will CX because he needs to start, hauling ass, right? He's been sitting around doing nothing all day. He's not going with the leader. There we go. All right, so he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This guy could see him. Does he wish to attack him? I really doubt he would do that. So he's going to go 6 to go there, and he's done. That was an easy one. All right, next thing was the leader was in this hex, so he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He can come up and help this guy rally now, I think is the best option. This guy here, he's going to go 1. Again, this guy could defensive fire, which I think he's going to choose not to. 2, 3, 4. That's fine. He'll be done. All right. This guy here that's not broken. 1, 2, 3. And he'll stop. All right, this guy here with the bazooka is going to go. Yeah, he's going to see X as well. Right? He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this guy could defensive fire. Does he want to? I don't think so. Not for a little half squad, right? 5, 6. Yes, movement factors. You're right, Jack. I know. I always say movement points. I should just start my video with anytime I say movement points, just change that into movement factors. So this guy hasn't defensive fired yet, but eventually he's going to have to, I think. So this guy will go here. So, I mean, what do you do as the American player? I mean, you know he's going to come up there, and if he comes up there and he's not broken, what do you think, Jack? If he defensive fires, um, he's got this other squads over here as well. So, oh boy. No, I guess he's going to ignore him. So he's going to come up there, right? Whatever. 1, 2, and be done. This guy's going to go 1, 2, 3. Wait a minute. Let's go this way. 3, and then 4. So when he moves into that hex again, he could defensive fire. I guess he's got to. He can get another defense. I mean, I don't know. It's. I'm trying to play it fair because I know what I would do as a German player. I'm just trying to think what would the American player do. And the American player knows he's got all these other units over here that are yet to go. He would rather take a shot at a full squad, right? All right, I'm going to. Yeah, I'm going to move there, right? Because this guy can steal defensive fire. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this might be stupid as a German player, but I mean, all they have to do is get one lucky result, and the game will be over. But anyways, yeah, I'll go there. The American player will defensive fire, so it's a 6 minus 2 on his attack. So it's pretty good attack. Oh my God, he rolled an 11. That's crazy. That drops it down to 9. He absolutely got nothing out of that. Can you believe that, Jack? So he first fired and he left 2 residual. Where's residual? Where is residual? Here it is. Oops. 2. Well, how do I get it down here is the question. Huh? That's interesting. Residual 2. I'm not sure about that. I guess I'll have to just do it the old-fashioned way. Now comes a big problem because he absolutely did nothing to this guy, and now this guy is going to move here for a second movement factor. Actually, he's going to move. Let me think. I'm just trying to think. He's going to move there. So he can't subsequent first fire at this guy because he is these guys here, right? So that was one movement point. This is two movement factors, three movement factors. Does he come here? If he does that, it's going to be half and double. So it's still going to be 6 firepower minus 2 again. No, I don't think he needs to now. I think he. Well, actually, I think he does. All right, he will go there. Should have drag and dropped the residual. I tried that. If I go there, he's going to get another attack. All right, I'll go there. All right, he'll take his subsequent first fire attack. So again, it's a 6 firepower, doubled and halved, minus 2. Nope, wrong button. This one. So 7 minus 2 is a 5 on this 6 column is a 1 morale check. So 1 morale check for the unit. He rolls a 3, so he's fine. This guy is flipped over. Final fire. And he left 2 more residual firepower. So again, click, and oh, there we go. Yeah, you're right. I got it. All right. I guess I didn't hold my button down long enough. You're right. So yeah, now he's in big trouble because he didn't actually do anything in his defensive fire phase. That's going to be kind of crappy. So that allows these guys. Hmm. You know, they could just abandon that mini machine gun. The question is it worth it? They could bring. They could come up here as well. One, two, three. They got plenty of options. They could come in here. They could come in here. Uh, Let me see if this guy. Nope, he doesn't have line of sight there. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. It looked close. But the leader in the squad could abandon the machine gun. They could come up here. He would have to do a final protective fire, which is also a morale check against himself. But I mean, they don't need to do that because they got enough squads there. They're just going to assault in there. As soon as they put this guy in close combat, then all they have to do is run off the map and they win. Simple as that. What they could do, though, to actually help things. You know what? They are going to drop that medium machine gun. They don't care about it anymore. Crazy, I know. They can always get it later. They got other squads. They can pick it up. So these guys are going to move. They're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you see what I'm doing, right? I got a 4 firepower. So they just come running down the hill there, right? And is that everybody? Everybody's moved, right? Okay, good. I know it's taking us a lot longer to move than normal, but there's a lot to think about here. Lots to think about. Defensive fire. No defensive fire because this guy can't see anybody. Actually, they could have actually. No, no, that would be blocked by that. Okay. So this guy can't see anybody. This guy's already used up all his firepower. So we're in the, what are we in? We're in the advanced fire phase. Advancing fire. Well, we've got a few attacks, unfortunately. We can get rid of residual, though. Residual goes away. There we go. 9 minus 1 can see DD4. DD4. You think? Oh, yeah, I guess he could have. Well, the question is, would he have shot, though? Because he would have had to use his 1, 2, 3, 4. He would have used, he could have used his, he would have had to use his, probably his full squad. His half squad would have been long range. It would only been one firepower. Would he have used his full squad to take a shot over there with all these other guys still moving yet? True, he can still shoot at the defensive fire phase. I'm just trying to make sure I didn't rip him off. If I was the American player and this guy moved up here, would I have defensive fired with this guy? Not with all these other squads still available to move, I don't think I would have. But yes, he can still defensive fire. So he's got 5, 6, 7 firepower. -1 for the leader. No terrain bonus. So it's what did I say it was? 5, 6, 7 -1. It was a 9. That's an 8. On the 6th column is a pin task check. Well, this unit here is a 7. He rolled a 9, so he pins. So, well, that could be good. That could be good. All right, so that is advancing fire now. This guy's a 2, doubled, half, so that's a 1 firepower. Yeah, that's a miss. This guy's 4, doubled, half, so it's a 4 firepower. Ooh, now that might be interesting. So he rolled a 4 column. He rolled a 3 plus 2 is a 1 morale check. I'm going to make sure I just calculated that right. 4 firepower, half because it's the advanced fire phase, doubled because he's adjacent, plus 2 for the building. So it's a 5 on total of 5 on the 4 column. Yeah, it's a 1 morale check. That could be bad. Yeah, because he just rolled a 9. That's going to arm break him. Well, yeah, that one little attack. You just never know. I mean, we've had some huge major attacks, great, and then we've had these little wimpy ones that get through, and it's just now that this guy's broken. That's not good. All right, that's advanced fire phase. Now is routing. So again, we're in an issue where this guy can route. He's got a route. He can't go here because this would be adjacent. He can't go here because this would be adjacent. He's got to go here. So let's think about where's the closest building. It's just here, which you can ignore because it's this one here. What did it before? You can't go this way. So yeah, any one of these woods axes is fine. But he's going to be interdicted every step of the way. Or you could just try to roll crawl away, which is going to do absolutely nothing. We can get rid of the prep fire markers. We can get rid of the defensive fire markers. We can't get rid of pin yet. If he goes 1, 2, 3, he's going to have to take 2 interdictions. If he go crawls here, it's not going to do a damn thing because they're just going to move in here and be able to. Well, we're going to try. He's going to go here and take interdiction. He passes. He goes here and takes interdiction. Let me make sure he can actually make it. Can he go this way is the question. Yeah, because he can't see these guys down here. So he'll take interdiction again. Oh, he passes. What a hero. What a hero. Bam. Runs all the way in there. That's what I'm talking about. Gets on his horse. He's like, get out of the way, boys. I'm coming to town. Problem is he can't actually go that way. Can he go here? He's 2 hexes away. He's 2 hexes away. Yes, he can actually go there. I'm surprised. Because he knows about this guy. Wow. Okay. Well, that was amazing. But he did it. All right. I think that's the only routes. So, going to the next phase here. Advancing. Let's advance. Well, we're going to advance this guy. Well, the question is, do we want to make one big kill stack for this guy to shoot at? 7 firepower, -1 +3. Yep, I think we do. Or we could put 1 squad here, 1 squad here, 1 squad here. Create a big fire group. No, I think I'll take the 9 -1 leader. Make a big kill stack here. Alright, this guy will advance here. You know what? These guys might as well advance. Try to start running off the board, right? This guy will advance there. This guy's pinned, so he can't advance. This guy can advance. We'll say there is fine. Coast combat. There is no coast combat. And we can move on to the next phase. Alright, I'm going to haul ass to these last wait a minute. Oops. Flip. So we're on the ally turn. There we go. Yeah, because it's going to be over if this guy if this guy prep fires and doesn't do anything to this kill stack, it's probably going to be over. Probably going to be over. Because it depends if these guys rally. If these guys rally, it could be over. A lot of things. So, let's do the rally phase. American player first. So it's a -1, -1, +4. So it's a +2 to the dice roll. He rolls an 8 +2, and that's not good for the American. Did not get his unit back. German player can now rally this unit back here. So it's a -2 to the dice. Rolls a 6. -2 is plenty. You are back. Leader is a 7, -1 for the woods. So he rallies. This guy is a 5 minus 1. So it's a 6 minus 1 is a 5. He rallies. This guy's a 7 minus 1. He gets heat of battle and becomes a hero. And this guy's a 7. Oh, he does not make it, but 2 full squads and a hero come or a leader come back, plus this squad and his thing. You think it's turn 6? No, it's not turn 6. The X's start. So we're on the Allied sides. So yeah, I'm positive it's turn 5. Almost positive. I could be wrong, but if I'm wrong, I blame you. All right, so we've got a ton of units up here that can just start running off. They're going to have, they won't have this turn, but they'll have turn 6 and they'll have turn 7. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Advance. Yeah, I mean, these guys, I don't see the American being able to stop him. The question is, what can he do? And these guys are running this way. These guys are running this way. There's no way this one stack can stop him. The only thing he can do is maybe try to split up, but it's a half squad and a squad. Yep. Read the text box above the dice. Above here? What am I looking at? Above this dice or above these dice? You're talking about the text box above the dice. I'm not sure. Be more specific. Hmm. Not sure what you're talking about, Jack. So you're talking about these right here? Will it tell me? Yeah. Turn 5. The only reason it said Allied turn 6 is because when I moved it and then I was like, oh wait a minute, no, I got to move it back. So that's why it says that. We were doing the Axis turn 5, which means it's the American player 5. But you're right. Yeah, you caught that. But yeah, I think when I moved it over instead of flipping it, and then I was like, oh wait a minute, I got to flip it back. So I think that's why it said Allied turn 6. Yeah, but yeah, and that's really good catch. Really good. But I am going to be calling this episode. I'm going to do these attacks here just because it's going to be fun. But there's no way the Americans can win now. I mean, we've been saying that for 2 turns. I hate to call it too early, though, because I've seen some things happen. But the American only has a full squad and a half squad and a leader left. So, I mean, he can only shoot at so many units, right? So he's got these units can start running off the board. These units can start running off the board. This unit can start running off the board. We got a full leader. You know, he might stay to help these guys. But these squads, you know, let's just look at it. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then advance. And that would be in turn 6. And then on turn 7, all they have to do is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then advance. So, I mean, they're within, without even CXing, they're within range. Let's see, this leader and this squad can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then advance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then advance. So they might not be able to get off. This guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, advance, 1, 2, 3, 4, so he can get off. This half squad, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, advance, 1, 2, 3, 4, so he can get off. So it comes down to, this guy can come around this way and try to get off. Is it supposed to be cold? All right, thank you. Oh, yeah, I think we're going to call this American win, but well, I want to prep fire this group just to see if they could have done some damage here. And then we'll defensive fire this group to see if they would have done any damage. But we're going to call this as a major German victory here. I mean, the Americans ended up only doing 3 Cassidy points. That's not a lot of damage. They've been on the ropes pretty much from turn one. Grain is 1.5. I don't think it would even matter because, like I said, these guys can run up this way. This guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, advance, 1, 2, so he can make it. 1, 2, 3, 4, advance, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they can make it. And these guys can just run up the side. So down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, advance. One, yeah, they're within range. They just have to make sure they don't get shot on the way out. This guy can advance. 1, 2, 3, 4, advance. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. He's within range. So, I mean, most of them are within range. So, I don't think there's any way to stop him. But, anyways, we're going to defensive fire here. We are going to declare this a prep fire here. Here we go. Let's take one last shot from the American point of view here. 7 firepower, -1 for the leader. And now they got to shoot into a stone building. So, it's actually a +2 on the 6 column. That's a 10 total. That's nothing. So they're done with the prep fire. Movement phase, there's nothing. Defensive fire phase, we're going to have these guys attack. Now this should be interesting. We got 12, 30, 40, 50, 60, 17, 18 firepower, -1. 18 firepower straight up. That's 4. They would have cowered, but we have a leader, so a 4 on the 18 column. That is going to be a casualty reduced and 3 morale check. So yeah, game, set, and match. German major victory. Well, let's just see if they would have. Who would have casualty reduced? So we're gonna have to roll for random. Is I think we just roll randomly. So leader this, or you just do the squads for casualty reduced. Let me see what it says. Oops, that's not what I want. Yeah, thanks for coming, Jack. Thanks. I think the K result is just going to be a random selection. Whoever rolls the highest. Have a good night, Jack. We'll see you. Thanks for coming. So we'll roll a die for each of the units here. So leader rolls a 5. And the next squad rolled a 1, and the next one rolled a 2. So random selection is the leader. Leader gets killed. The other 2 have to make I think it was a 2 MC check. So first squad rolled a 6 plus 2. He would have failed. So yeah, he would have break. And the last squad here rolls a 3, and he would have made it actually. Look at that. The little half squad stays alive. Yeah, good night. Good night, everyone. Thanks for joining me. Again, we're just ending, and we've actually been going for quite some time tonight, finishing up our scenario. Long way to go. And yeah, total major victory here. Germans just too powerful, got off to too good a start, and probably had some bad setup on my part. Putting a half squad with the mortar back here was probably a mistake. Putting the half squad over here in the woods somewhere. Where was he? I think he was in the woods down here with the bazooka. Yeah. Uh, I think it was a little bit unfair anyways. I think the Germans are a little more powerful, but line of sight issues are a little more complicated for the Americans because of the hills here, the orchards blocking line of sight. So grain, you know, they just got into too good of positions. Anyways, that's it. That's it for scenario S11. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below if you're watching this on YouTube later. And let me know if you are going to suggest a scenario for our next starter kit playthrough. So if you want to see a certain scenario, let me know, and maybe we'll bring that to you. So, hey everyone, thanks for joining us tonight. Again, live streaming ASL, and we'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much. Hope everyone has a good night. Take care, everyone.